That sound you're hearing, that isn't a soundtrack. Nope, that's the actual sound of Saturn's radio emissions, screaming out into the void. For centuries, we looked up and saw this jewel of the solar system, right? A golden giant just floating peacefully in the dark. Turns out we were completely wrong.
And that quote right there, it just nails what Saturn really is. We see this gorgeous, serene planet, but as those sounds suggest, behind all that beauty is a reality that is way more terrifying than we ever imagined.
So, first up, we're going to unmask this beautiful illusion. We're going to start peeling back the layers on the planet we thought we knew. And I'm going to introduce you to the real Saturn, the Lord of Chaos.
Yeah, forget that perfect marble you see in all the pictures. Saturn is spinning so ridiculously fast that its own momentum is crushing it, deforming it. It bulges out at the middle, squashed down at the poles. It is a world that is literally trying to tear itself apart from the inside out. That perfect, serene image? Line number 1. All right, now for the main event, right? Saturn's most famous feature, the rings. We see them as this majestic, beautiful crown. But this crown, it's hiding a really dark secret. It's not a decoration, it's a crime scene. So what we think we see and what's actually there, they're two totally different things. What looks like these solid golden bands from Earth is actually a chaotic blizzard of ice and rock. We're talking everything from tiny grains of sand to chunks the size of mountains, all smashing into each other at thousands of kilometers an hour. It's not a halo, it's a cosmic grinder. And here's what's so mind-bending about them. These rings stretch for almost 300,000 kilometers across, yet in some places they are only 10 meters thick. Think about that. That is like a sheet of paper the size of a city. It's a cosmic blade, impossibly wide and unbelievably thin, just slicing through the darkness. So how in the world was this blade even made? The answer is something called the Roche limit. Think of it like an invisible tripwire in space. If a moon, or really any celestial body, gets too close to a massive planet and crosses this line, the planet's gravity just shreds it to pieces. It is absolutely the point of no return. So here's the story, basically. The rings? They're what's left of a planetary murder. A long time ago, an ancient moon. It just wandered a little too close. It crossed that fatal line. Saturn's gravity grabbed hold and ripped it apart. I mean, it shredded an entire world into trillions of icy little pieces. And those pieces, that's what we see as the beautiful rings today. We're looking at a graveyard. But the violence doesn't stop with the rings, not even close. If we move into the atmosphere, we find something that, well, it seems to defy the laws of physics. It's a geometric nightmare. Just look at this thing. Nature just doesn't do straight lines, right? Especially not in the swirling chaos of a gas giant's atmosphere. And yet, there it is. At Saturn's North Pole, a perfect six-sided hexagon. This isn't just some weird cloud pattern either. It's a hurricane that has been raging for decades, maybe even for centuries. And just to wrap your head around how big this thing is, this one single storm is so enormous, you could cram 4 entire Earths inside of it and still have room to spare. It's a storm on a scale that is just, it's almost impossible for us to comprehend. And if that wasn't wild enough, about every 30 years, a monster wakes up from deep inside the planet. A storm system called the Great White Spot erupts and literally wraps itself around the entire planet. It creates lightning that's thousands of times more powerful than anything we see on Earth. It's a brutal reminder that a chaotic, boiling engine is hiding just beneath those pale yellow clouds. Okay, let's head out from the planet itself and check out its kingdom of moons. Because out here, we find worlds that are hauntingly familiar and yet terrifyingly alien. These are places of toxic reflections and deep hidden oceans. Take the moon Titan, for example. At first glance, it looks a lot like a primitive version of Earth. It's got a thick atmosphere, it's got rivers, lakes, even rain. But here's the toxic truth. It's a twisted reflection. The rain isn't water, it's liquid methane. The lakes are filled with liquid natural gas. The sand dunes aren't sand, they're made of plastic-like grains. It's a world that looks like home, but it's built from poison. And then you have this little moon, Enceladus. For years, we thought it was just another dead ball of ice. But then we saw these tiger stripes, giant blue cracks at its south pole. And from these wounds, Enceladus bleeds. Huge geysers of water vapor erupt hundreds of kilometers out into space, hinting at an absolutely incredible secret. So what did those geysers tell us? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. Beneath that icy shell, Enceladus has everything you need for life. It's got a warm, salty global ocean. It's got a heat source thanks to Saturn's gravity. It's got organic molecules in the water, and it's all protected from space. So it leaves us with the ultimate question. Is there something alive down there, swimming in that dark alien ocean?
But finding all this out, it didn't come for free. It demanded a sacrifice, a final, heartbreaking act from our little robotic messenger, the Cassini spacecraft. After 13 amazing years of discovery, Cassini was running out of fuel. And to protect these pristine worlds like Enceladus from any possible contamination from Earth, NASA made an incredible decision: a suicide mission. The spacecraft plunged directly into Saturn's atmosphere, fighting to send us data until the very, very last second, when it was finally torn apart and vaporized, becoming a part of the very monster it had studied for so long.
But there's one last incredible twist to this whole story. For all its power, all its seeming permanence, even its most iconic feature, the symbol of its violent beauty, it's all temporary. The rings are dying. That's right, Saturn's own gravity is pulling the icy bits from its rings down onto the planet. Scientists actually call it ring rain. And in about 100 million years, which, believe it or not, is just a blink of an eye in cosmic time, they'll be totally gone. Saturn will just be another plain, lonely gas giant in the dark. So we are unbelievably lucky to be alive right now to see it. Saturn is a temporary masterpiece, a beautiful trap that shows us just how violent and strange and wonderful the universe can be. Which leaves you with one last thought. What other deadly beauties like this are still out there, hiding in the dark, just waiting for us to find them?